G'day, my name's Alan Teskey. My main aim in beekeeping is to experiment and to obtain as much honey from the hives as possible. Part of your biosecurity requirements in Australia. Record keeping is a requirement, and your records must be kept for a minimum of 3 years, irrespective of whether you're a commercial beekeeper or a hobbyist. My records I've been keeping since the 1980s. The beak must make sure that his smoker is working well before he opens any hive. Otherwise the bees will come out and say good day to him. Little short puffs, not big puffs. Oh, nothing. No honey there at all. Aww. The brood pattern can be mediocre or it can be a lot. It all depends on the quality of your queen. Also, the marking on your queen sometimes can come off, so you've got to look extra for the queen. That's the other reason why I clip my queen's wings. Working the brood super, you do not use extra smoke, because that'll chase your queen. If you use too much smoke, you can chase your queen to China. Otherwise you run outside the front entrance. And I've known people that will puff the brood super that much that the queen will drop out on the ground to get away from the smoke. Frame of eggs to go in the centre. Oh, it's a full frame of honey, that by the feel of it. Yep. So we've got a full frame of honey on this outside frame, and we have another full frame of honey here. So we'll get rid of that.
Oh, you stirred them up. You stirred them up.
It's a part frame of honey, so I'll put it at the outside wall. Haven't seen the queen yet. There.
Hiya.
See her? Big queen. There, about there. She's still marked, and she's got her left wing partly clipped, so it tells me that she's this year she's an odd year queen. She's going underneath. Okay, cage the queen so they'll know where she is. She walk up, that's why you hold your cage up, she won't drop out. Put your cover in. After the queen is caged, she is placed at the entrance, and the reason for the nail in the cage is so that the cage will not roll off. These 9 frames here have not got any honey or very, very little honey in it, so that tells me that from April to now there's been no nectar coming in whatsoever. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get some good frames out of the centre and put them into the brood super. That one's got a bit of honey in it. Right, we'll get one more out of this one here. Right, now that we've found the queen, there's no need to shake all these bees off. Rearranging the brood super. This one here has got a lot of brood, sealed brood on it, so it goes to the outside walls. A little bit of honey there, not much though. I'll be working the brood super every 3 weeks until optimum bee numbers are achieved. All honey and pollen has no place in the brood super. There's only a little bit of honey in here, not very much at all. Generally, this time of the year, beggars can't be choosers, because there will be limited supplies of empty frames, and you may have to scratch some of the honey so that there is plenty of room for the queen to lay in the brood super. Right, okay, this is a sticky of a frame that we've just extracted, so we've put that one in also to make up the 10 frames. By rocking the last frame a little, the last frame will fit in quite easily. The frames are all being moved together so that there is no excess space between the actual frames, and the 10 frames will fit in the brood super quite easily. Bit rusty, haven't done this for a bit. Right, so here I've put number 2 and number 3 in each side. The 8th, 19. That tells me when those frames have gone in the brood super. Not much small hive beetle here. This is a frame of honey and bees that I'm going to put in the middle super for them to use as their stores. Once you've found your queen, there's no need to shake all your bees off. By the bounce of this super bouncing up and down, I can tell that this super is nearly full of honey. I'll let it fully down so you can move it around and let the rest of it in. A lot easier to twist it with the diagonal.
Wow, look at that! They're out in force.
Right, okay, we've got the queen cage under here, so we'll just get rid of some of these bees. There's the queen cage with the queen in it. You can work your hive 10 times quicker if you've got your queen cage. Right, I'm going to release the queen. There she is going in. Give them a couple of puffs of smoke.
See why?
Because there could be a wall of bees inside, so you always give them a puff of smoke so to give them clearance that you'll run inside. Otherwise you could come back out and drop out on the ground. The bees on the outside of the wall of this hive will generally stay out there until in the afternoon, until dusk or afterwards before they go inside. Text rain hood on the hive, and the M-lock is now being fitted.